Hey guys, it's Thursday, SAMP&CHANCE Boxing. On this episode, we are going to Saudi Arabia. The undisputed heavyweight championship of the world is on the line. Finally, also, we're going to go back to Australia. We're going to take a look at the Australian version of No Mas. We'll get into all of that. Also, guys, Ryan Garcia taking shots at people again. It's getting out of hand, in my opinion. All this and so much more on this episode of Sap and Chat. So strap in and thank you for letting us into your ears. Good.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Sam Chance Boxing. Happy Thursday, Friday Eve. Mr. Chance, Michael in the house. How are you, my friend?
Doing pretty good yourself.
Can't complain, my friend. Can't complain. Here we are. It is Thursday. We are just a couple sleeps away now. And if this week has shown us anything, I think we're in for a bit of a spectacle. I don't know if it's going to be a great match, but a spectacle. So why don't we go straight to Saudi Arabia, or should we talk about Lomo first?
Whatever you want to do.
Why don't we talk Lomo first? All right.
Let's do it.
Let's get into that one. So let's go to Australia first, guys. And things are on the fly here, so this is how we do. All right, let's get this round started. No Mas. He dropped him. He finished him with those body shots. Lomo reigns supreme, champion again. Your thoughts, Mr. Michaels?
Well, this is the reason why I didn't go to the AEW show, and that's the reason right there. I'm not missing Lomo. One of my all-time favorite fighters. What an amazing performance. Absolutely dominated him. He's a whole bunch, many skill levels ahead of Kambosos. Kambosos is tough, but he had no game plan. He kept coming in a straight line. He wasn't feinting. If you're not going to feint against Lomo, he's going to pick you apart all day. Lomo in, out, body, head. Maybe the greatest footwork of all time, maybe the greatest legs of all time in boxing. He put on a clinic. The guy is a machine. It was an amazing performance to watch. Like, it was beautiful to watch. I'm glad he got in the belt. During the fight, Tank Davis called him out. Shakur wants, he's either going to fight Tank or Shakur. Probably Shakur, keep it in top rank, which I wanted that fight before, but I'm happy for him. His dad is a strict disciplinarian. You could see him in the ring after. He took him out of boxing, put him in dance to get that footwork, and it's in, out, body shot, broken out of the body. He actually only scored 2 knockdowns. Actually, it was a third knockdown. If you watch the first one, the ref called it a slip. He actually hit him in the head. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter. Amazing performance. One of the greatest fighters of this era. He's a magician in that ring. Amazing performance. I love the guy. It was beautiful to see. Kambosos is just top. He had no game plan. He didn't know what to do. He got worked, and hats off to Lomo, man. Amazing.
Yeah, okay. I can only piggyback on what you said, because I mean, everything you said is just needed to be said, and I don't think I would have said anything differently. Here's what I took away from it. You had Kambosos come in there with a game plan. I believe he did have a game plan, but once you realize it doesn't work, you revert back to what you do, right?
Yep.
Switch trainers for this fight. He came in with a new team and everything. And I'm sure their strategy was right, but I think he just couldn't implement it. And because of that, he just went back to what he knew, and that just wasn't working. And yeah, he finished the guy, man. He destroyed him. The thing I want to say, because this will lead into the next round for our preview, everyone kept saying, and even me to a certain extent, probably, Lomo's done. He's old. He can't move, this and that. But then he comes out with a performance like this just proves everybody wrong, right? How many times have we seen guys take a loss and not look great for the first couple fights back because they're trying to re-understand everything? Sometimes losing is the best thing that can happen to him.
Yeah, but in this case, though, technically he lost, but we all know Lomo beat Haney.
No.
So I don't think it really affected him too much, because he's like, even when you lose, you win. He said, so he knew, like, I beat this guy. The world knows you beat him. So he came out with that confidence.
I still say that Haney beat Lomo only because Lomo took that one round off. If he didn't, I think he would have won. If this Lomo had showed up on against Haney, then that thing would have been done completely, right? I mean, here's the thing I'll say about Haney. This just proves my point that Haney has no power. Because I mean, look what he did to Kambosos. He couldn't do that in 2 fights against Kambosos, right? Mm-hmm. And you look at Lomo, he finished him. He made him quit.
There's a reason why, and Bill Haney, he can be a real arrogant, real jerky guy. There's a reason why Haney moved up. I know they said he's getting weight training. There's a reason why Haney moved up the weight class. He did not want to fight Lomo again because they both know he lost and they ran from Lomo. Lomo don't run from nobody.
Okay,
So bring on Shakur, bring on Tank. If Lomo fights Shakur, I will be there. If it's not in Saudi Arabia, I won't miss that fight. Or even Tank.
Yeah, him and Tank. I mean, and I like what Bob said at the end of that as well when he said that, it's easy to say things on social media. Won't you come and say it in person sort of video, right? I mean, it's amazing how everybody wants to start saying shit when it's convenient for them, right?
Yeah, Tank knew tweeting that out during the fight would get the ball rolling, which I am blaming the guy, but I think it'll be Shakur versus Lomo. Bob will keep the fight in house.
Yeah, it has to be in Vegas. That has to be in Vegas.
That'll be in Vegas.
Yeah.
If it's Tank, they'll probably see it in Saudi Arabia.
Right. But here's what I want to say about Kambosos, and the guy's a warrior. Like, okay, yeah, he's lost. He's tough. But the one thing I will say, he's not a cherry picker. And the guy takes the tough fights. He may not become victorious or not, but the one you can say about George Kambosos, the man will fight anybody. He may not get the victory. And, that's been evident in 3 of his last 4 fights against real stellar competition.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It just shows, but he's not afraid. I want to give him respect and credit for that, man.
He's got about 1 or 2 more fights, and then he'll start fading down the card. I think he'll call it a day. He'll still fight again because he's still a game competitor, but he's never going to be champ again.
He'll never turn down a fight, and I think that's what I want people to understand about George Kambosos. Like, he's
just not on the skill level of a Haney or Lomo. Lomo's next level.
No. All right, you ready? Round number 2. You got your bags packed. You got your passport. Let's go over to Saudi Arabia. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. Finally. We've been waiting over, a year and a half for this fight to happen. Here we go. We are in. I'm going to start this one if you want. The way I kind of look at this fight, it's a very simple strategy for Tyson Fury, in my opinion. He needs to use his physicality and he needs to use his body weight and he use, just attacking style. He can't box. I don't think he would justifiably do well if he tried to box Usyk. Usyk's just far more superior in terms of the rings and skill. I think that's the key to Tyson Fury. He needs to pressure and he needs to use that weight. In fact, if you think about it, if he fights him the way he fought Deontay, I think he's going to win. If he doesn't, and if he tries to box, he's just going to open the door for Usyk here. The other thing I wanted to say very quickly before I pass it on to you, I think a lot of people are basing Tyson Fury because there's a lot of people saying, Usyk's going to beat him, Usyk's going to beat him. I don't think Usyk's going to beat him. Here's 2 things people have to remember. We just saw what Lomo did after everyone kind of wrote him off, okay? Just because he looked bad in his last fight doesn't mean he's going to come out this way. We're not going to see that Tyson Fury that fought Ngannou. The other thing that people don't seem to talk about enough is that Usyk's body's weak. He's got a weak body. He's got a tough chin. He's got a tough head, but the guy can't take body shots, man. And that was proven to me against Dubois, where I don't call that an illegal shot against Usyk, but he stayed down a long time and he played it like that.
Yeah, he faked it. You got to brag. Yeah.
Right. So, Usyk's key to victory for me, he has to come out and he has to box, and that's basically it. And he's going to be heavier than Deontay too. Your thoughts?
Usyk saying that after this fight, after these 2 fights, we're going to rematch again in October, no matter who wins. So it's going to go back down to cruiserweight. The odds have it fairly close. Obviously, Fury's a slight favorite, but plus 125. Or sorry, minus 125. Fury's going to finish him. Everybody's saying, Fury can't box. Fury's going to be, I'm telling you guys right now, he's in amazing shape. There's not much fat on him. He's lean, he's trim. He's going to be feinting. He's going to be head moving. He's going to outbox Usyk. Everybody's saying, Usyk's a masterclass. Yeah, he's a great boxer. He didn't finish Joshua or even hurt Joshua. Fury hurts you. And when sure, maybe technically Usyk's a better boxer, but when he feels that power, he's going to be backing up a little bit. Fury's arms are so long, he's going to be a hard time getting in and out. Fury's going to be feinting, in, out. He's going to be slick like Muhammad Ali in there. That kind of movement, trust me, we're seeing a Fury. He's going to totally annihilate this guy. I said by round 9 or 10, that's it. Ref stoppage. Fury's going to bleed him to a bloody pulp. All this Usyk hype. He's an amazing fighter. I'm not taking anything away from Usyk. Like, he's skilled, but he's a lot smaller. He's not as strong. And the shape that Fury's in right now, with all that flab's gone, like, he looks like a completely different body. If you take away the head and just take a picture of his body from the Ngannou fight to now, completely different transformation. He's going to be skilled, fast. He's going to feint, jab, move, bob and weave and destroy him. Round 9, round 10, Usyk's going down for the count.
Yeah, I
There's
completely
no
agree.
doubts in my mind about
Yeah,
this.
no, I think this finishes before the 10th round. We're
And
not
Usyk
gonna,
doesn't have much power, so Fury's not worried about getting knocked out.
no, he's not worried about getting knocked out, but maybe getting out boxed. I mean, that's the only thing, right? With
Even
Tyson,
then, I don't think he'll be able to box Fury just because Fury's got that long reach. He's gonna have a hard time getting in there. When you start getting hit by Fury, you think twice about coming in. Joshua, you know, you're not quite as timid. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a great fight, but I say round 9 is over. I think ref stoppage, Fury beats him.
I think this thing doesn't go past 10. You know, we're pretty much in agreement with this. And I think the worst thing for Alexander Usyk is that Tyson Fury had that fight with Nagano before this one,
Pissed.
because now he's angry because everyone's doubting him. And this is the one thing. This is the same guy that everybody was praising, Tyson Fury. I'm talking about, you know, because he was kind of like that Muhammad Ali type of character. Whatever he said, he backed up, right? And this was the first time he didn't back it up against Nagano. And you
But he
know,
still won, though.
he still won, but he barely won, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
This is the biggest heavyweight fight in, I don't know, 30, 40 years, because you've never seen two guys going in undefeated in the 4 belt era. We got all the belts in line. Somebody's getting a 1 loss on their record, so you're going to either win the belt, lose the belt, and get a loss on your record. This is a massive, massive fight, and the biggest heavyweight fight in the last 30 years, easily.
no, 100%. All right, brother man. So we
Can't
know
wait.
that it's amazing. Why don't we just look at the undercard a little bit and, you know, talk about that a little bit. Let's get this thing started. Here we go. All right. Here's the one problem with Queensberry, in my opinion. Their undercards are so underwhelming. Unless you're a boxing fan, a real boxing fan.
Yeah.
You know, none of these matches here are really like they're good matches, but the one,
Well, because they're thinking you're Tyson Fury. That says it all, right? I know what you're saying,
but I
but
mean, if you paying X amount of dollars, you want, you know, it shouldn't be in just one match. You should have that sizzle throughout the
I
card.
think they're thinking some of these young guys who nobody's really heard of can come out and like make a name for themselves, kind of thing, is what
I
they're
get
hoping
it,
for,
I
I
get
guess.
it,
But
I
not
get it.
always guaranteed.
This has been the trend with Tyson Fury cards I've noticed in the past. You look at the Deontay Wilder cards and this and that.
Well, the reason for that is because they're paying Fury guys so much money at the top. There's less money to throw to the bottom, so they don't
I
get
get it.
many good guys, right?
No, I get it. But if you're a top boxer, this is the platform that you want to be on. You take a pay cut, you come to this and look for the money, right? I mean, we
Yeah,
can
exactly.
say
This is how you
about
make it because everybody's watching this fight.
right? We can say a lot about different guys. Like if David Benavidez, for example, took this fight, if he had fought Munguia when he should have fought Munguia, he would have probably fought Canelo. If he fought Morrell when he should have fought Morrell, he would have got that paycheck. You know, a lot of these guys don't look at the big picture; they just look in the moment, right? And that's the problem. Okay, but the one match I do want to touch on, we're going to touch on a couple, but Jay Opita against Martin Bridis, this is round, you know, the second time these guys are going. 2 years ago, these guys had a brutal, amazing fight. Went 12 rounds.
Broken jaw.
Well, Jay won that.
With a broken jaw.
Broken jaw. Basically, then had to give up the title. Brady hasn't fought since that fight. So they're coming back after.
And he's 39 now.
And he's 39 as well. So, but still, these two guys are going to be an interesting thing. And the tie into Usyk here is interesting. Usyk beat Jay, but by majority decision. He had a hard time with, so that's an interesting
cruiserweight, which Usyk says he's gonna go back to cruiserweight eventually.
Yeah. The other one on here, Kovalev. Again, it's there, but
well, yeah, he's fighting this Robin Safar guy. Nobody really knows who this guy is. He's like ranked 63rd on BoxRec. Yeah. Kovalev is the big name. Those pad the record. He's only fought 2 times in 5 years. He lost to Canelo, and he beat up Pulev. Yeah. He hasn't fought in 2 years, so since May 2022. So he's just out there. He's 41, 42.
He's just there,
all-time legend. He's just out there to pass. Yeah. And he wants to fight again. And it's a big name.
No, for sure.
So I don't blame the guy. But the guy we fight, nobody knows him. He's undefeated, but we don't really know what we expect because nobody's really seen this guy fight. So he's fighting a younger guy with an undefeated record. This guy's hungry. If you can finish off a legend, smash the crusher, make a name for yourself. But I mean, nobody really knows who this Robin Safar guy is. Just like throwing it out there. But I'm glad Kovalev's fighting. If he thinks he can still do it, I love watching the guy. So let's see what happens.
No, I have no problem with
that.
No,
Jay's gonna win the belt again. He's gonna beat him again. I don't think we'll see Bradis fight again after this. He's 39. No. He hasn't fought in 2 years. You never know, but I think Jay takes it. I don't see Bradis.
I mean, if we're gonna
fighting after this,
if we're looking at the first fight, you know, it sucks because guy hasn't fought in 2 years himself, right? I mean, so that kind of takes away from it. But I guess a
I'm
lot of
actually
people,
thinking this fight doesn't go the distance. I actually think Jay's going to stop him
I think so.
around. I mean, 2 years is Jay's fought 2 fights. He's
Yeah,
won both of his fights. He's been active. This guy's fought him 39.
yeah,
You never know, but I'm thinking Jay's going to stop him probably round 7, round 8.
yeah. I was thinking about 9 myself personally, but
But you never know. Maybe the old man's got one more, one more fight in him. So I hope he wins.
let's see.
It'd be
Let's
good.
see.
Something to talk
Frank
about.
Sanchez is on this card as well. Joe Cardina is on this card. Those are the more known names, right? Mark Chamberlain against Joshua Osolana. I'm kind of looking forward to that one. I do like Mark Chamberlain. He's an up and comer. So
Yeah.
I'm curious for that fight as well. But yeah, again, just an underwhelming undercard, man. I think Queensbury could do a better job.
On paper it is, but we'll see how it pans out. But yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of boxing. Paper says one thing. I mean, you can take two teams and see what they look like on paper, and it's a different outcome, right? So
Yeah.
we'll go from there.
This
All
is
right.
the granddaddy fight of them all. This is the biggest fight of the year. You're not going to get much bigger than this because we got all the belts. These guys are both undefeated. They're saying they're a little bit older, but they're still basically both in their primes. Usyk's like 37, Fury's 35, 36. So these guys are ready to go. They both want this bad. It's going to be an amazing fight. I can't wait to watch it.
I'm excited, man, and it's beautiful because it's in the afternoon, which means the evening will be free.
Yeah.
So that's always a good one as well. All right, man. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia and his shenanigans. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get this round started. All right, man. And it's like beating a dead horse. Every week we come on here and it's just kind of a bit more disappointing and more disappointing stuff. I know you like the guy, but I'm starting to not like him, right? It just I think he's got one punch. I don't think he's that great in the ring per se. But I mean, I get the social media stuff, but I wanted to talk about this because just the stuff he started saying about George Kambosos, right? I'm not a George Kambosos fan by any means, but my problem is because I'm a man of faith. How can this guy keep saying the things he's saying and then saying that I'm a man of God and you know what I mean? Like, I don't like to bring religion or spirituality into our show, but it's constant now. Like, this guy's saying some horrible things. You don't say things like that. Like, I slept with your wife. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that didn't happen, by the way.
No, obviously it didn't.
He's just trolling George because George is
why would
got a good beating, right?
Like, here you're trolling the wrong kind of people here, man, because these are guys that won't be afraid to punch the shit out of you if they see you in public, right? And
well, Garcia is not worried about a guy like Kambosos, but I get it. He shouldn't be saying stuff if he did do that, he shouldn't be gloating about it. But he didn't do that. It didn't happen. He's just trolling him. I get it. He's trying to kick some dirt. I'm like, he just got embarrassed by Lomo, so I'm gonna now say I slept with your wife. He timed it. He's timing it. You know what I mean?
I get all that, but why? Well, what's the point of going after him? I mean, he had nothing. There was no.
I think he's taken on the villain role of boxing now. But before we had Floyd Mayweather, beating up his girlfriend, going to jail. We had all the bad stuff Mike Tyson did. I think Garcia is like the new bad guy, the guy people love to hate, the guy that he wants to make it so either you love him,
I get
or
it.
if you hate him, you still tune in to watch him.
But we're also in a day and age where Floyd and those guys could get away with it because people would just kind of take the comments as they are. But we live in a time where these guys will go and strap up and go look for you now.
Yeah, no, I get it. I would say that, Garcia always got some mental health. He's an amazing fighter. I like the guy. He needs to be reined in a little bit, but I don't think he won't listen to anybody. He's not listening to De La Hoya. He's not listening to Bernard. He's out of control a little bit.
Father is helping you along and prompting you and giving you the okay to do this shit too.
If he had a dad like Lomachenko, he wouldn't be doing any of that crap. That wouldn't be tolerated. He disowned his kid. That's how strict Lomo's dad is.
Levels of how guys are, right? I mean, that's how you're raised. I mean, you and I come from a generation of no nonsense dads, and at the time growing up as kids, I'm pretty sure you had moments where like, fuck, I hate this.
Everybody,
right? Right. But in hindsight, as we are now in our 40s, we see it. Shit, everything they said was right. And I'm so happy that we went through those things,
Absolutely.
And someone needs to kick this guy's ass or verbally or something with something, because
the thing is, I love Garcia as a fighter. I love his speed. I love his power. But it's hard to defend the guy all the time because he keeps doing stupid stuff after stupid stuff. I do love him as a fighter. It's one of my favorite fighters for new guys.
Yeah, I'll retract that. I have nothing.
He's hard to defend. He's hard to defend. Like, I love him in the ring, but I don't love him outside of the ring.
I'll retract that. He's good in the ring. I get that, but I think just because of all the stuff he's doing
I don't
outside,
like his steroid stuff though, man. They got to make that a no contest. He cheated. He can say what he wants. He has tons of theories. First of all, he didn't know. Then it was after hanging out with Trump, they changed. Dude, there's nothing to do with Trump or anybody. You cheated. That's it. They didn't take your test because you hung out with Donald. That's total crap.
no, but I mean, just every aspect of everything he's saying, it's all
There's so many things he said, we can't keep track of them all.
yeah.
The thing is, he's a good-looking guy. He would have been the new De La Hoya, but he decided to go after he lost a Tank. He became the bad guy now. He's just saying all these because before Tank he wasn't really saying all this crazy stuff. Now he's just gone off the rails.
I think for me,
Maybe he's in a cocaine addiction. I don't know what he's doing.
I know for a fact because I've talked to people who work with him. Here in Vancouver, there's a company that works with him closely, and you know they've told me that in behind the scenes, the guy's a degenerate gambler. Not Vegas, like going to the casinos. Like he goes to those underground games, those dodgy games.
Not
So
smart.
right, so he does that. I know that. I think my biggest thing, man, ultimately, you know, I'm beating a dead horse here, but just stop using religion and spirituality
He's not
because
gonna.
no, but it's just wrong,
No, I agree.
right? What message are you sending? Like the church should say something. Because if you have that much pull, if you have
I
that,
don't think anybody takes the guy serious. He's like a drunk uncle at the party, mouthing off. So
I'm sure the guy or girl who follows everything to a T and is still having to stand in line for food stamps is upset.
yeah.
What?
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing we got to
Yeah.
say. Tyson Fury's dad headbutting the
Yeah.
music champ made himself. That guy's a crazy nut job. That guy.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, if you look at boxing dads, John Fury's like got to be up there, but no one talks about him. Everyone always hates on Lomo's dad and hates on Bill Haney and
Yeah.
whatnot. But this guy's no different than any of them. But I
Oh,
think
he's a machine.
since he's got that British accent and he's
Yeah.
just so animated, those other guys talk. This guy flips tables and he'll get in there and fight you,
Yeah,
right?
but him. He's bleeding from the head, man.
Yeah. And then he comes back after, I am sorry, I apologize. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to, it just happened. I mean, how much? I'm sure Tyson's used to it, but how much does he have to, babysit his father,
He's yeah. Tyson's more controlled than dad is than John. That's for sure.
right? That's going to be interesting. I mean, how long is this going to go on before Tyson says, "Okay, dude, enough's enough," right? Like, I mean,
If he keeps winning, he won't. If he loses, then he might.
yeah. Which I don't think he'll will this week, right?
No, I don't think so.
All right, brother man. Do we have anything that happened this week in Canadian history and this week in boxing history?
We do. Former
Awesome.
top ranked commentator, boxing Hall of Famer, Mr. Andre Ward, undefeated. Defended the WBA super middleweight belt in 2011. This week against Arthur Abraham, beat him in a unanimous decision in Carson, California, at the Home Depot Center. Nothing happened in Canadian boxing history, but this is a guy coming up. He's having a fight against Bruce Ennis, Cody Crowley. He's got his own clothing gear coming out. He's gonna have shirts, jerseys, hats, I don't know, hoodies. So we'll put the link up or whatever when he does release it. He's been promoting it quite a bit now. He's gonna have his own because he doesn't have any merchandise. Like you're fighting for the belt, or you're fighting one of the best. Where you gotta have some merchandise. So I haven't seen him saying Cody Crowley gear coming soon, so that'll be good. So we'll put the link up and order it.
Yeah, we're promoting it. We're putting it to our stories and our Instagram stories and wherever we
They had
can.
their little face off, and Boots was trying to be cocky and rude, and Cody's just such a calm guy. So I'll see you in the ring. Kept it cool. So
Yeah, those guys went for 4 minutes, man. That was an intense stare down, right? But it was kind of funny because you got like the gangster against God, I love Cody Crowley,
the
but
hippie,
the hippie,
the vegan hippie,
right?
yeah.
And it was kind of an interesting kind of dynamic there. I mean, I'm excited for this fight, man. Like I'm excited to
It's gonna
see
be good.
how it plays down. I mean, as much as I
I'm
want to
glad
see,
he got it. He's been waiting for a while. He
you've
finally
been,
got it. So
you've been waiting, and here's your opportunity, friend. I wish he was a little meaner. That's all I'll have to say, right?
hopefully he gets me in the ring at least. Because if he doesn't, you don't want Boots will bully you around. So you gotta.
Let's see. Let's see. And Cody has proven himself in the ring. Yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah.
got stuff to work on. I mean, there was things that we took away from the Abel fight that he, step in, but throw punches while you're walking in. Just don't have your hands down walking
I
in.
know.
If
Hopefully they clean that up.
if that's the case, then Boots is going to finish this in like a couple rounds, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think he'll be ready. I think Cody can hold on.
I think it's going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be good, and it's nice to see Eddie Hearns there too, right? So,
Eddie Hearn, by the way, before we wrap the show up, he's saying, "I want Fury to win. I want Fury to win." Why? Because he wants Fury to fight Joshua. So he's cheering for Fury because he knows Usyk will never fight. Nobody wants to see Usyk and Joshua. It's already happened twice. No need for that. Fury wins. We want to see those two guys go. So hopefully, that'd be another reason we want Fury to win.
absolutely.
We'll see.
All right, brother man, I tell you what, we've covered a lot here. Apologize for anything that was said out of the line, but you know what? Sometimes emotions just get hot, and when it comes to Ryan Garcia, I get what he's doing, but I wish he didn't use some of the tools that he's using to get his point across. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Separate yourself from this and this, because you say you slept with a man's wife, and then you say I'm a man of God. Like, how can you?
And he's saying it's not true what he's saying. That's another part. That's even worse.
Most of it not being true. Of course, it's not true. I mean, you're continents apart, right?
I know.
It's just the fact that you're saying it. Like, I don't even care that he said that. Don't follow it up with the other stuff. That's it.
I agree. Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, guys and gals, that's been the boxing show. My name is Bobby Sampson. His name is Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you, guys and gals. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk this weekend. You don't want to miss it. Probably walking out at about 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So just keep that in mind. It's an afternoon fight. Guys, gals, the weekend's going to be beautiful. Go out there, enjoy, rip it up, drink, drug, do whatever you want.
Yeah, Cloverdale Rodeo. That's going to be a fun time. If you guys never been to Cloverdale Rodeo, you got to go check it out.
The Cloverdale Rodeo is this weekend, and if I'm not mistaken, One Axe and Smash,
they're there too. Yeah,
Demolition will be there as well. So if you want to check out some nostalgia and check out some wrestling, you're going to get that there this weekend as well. On that note, guys, keep working hard, keep going for that dream, fight for it, never give up. And anyone hates on you, hates on the process, hates on your product, hates on what you're doing or trying to achieve, they hate them fucking selves. Very simply put.
Yep.
They hate themselves because they can't do what you're trying to do. So never be discouraged. And if you are discouraged, just come back and play this little clip right here, and it'll bring you back up again. SAMP&CHANCE will always have the backs of people who want to work hard and want to achieve their goals. On that note, we're out. SAMP&CHANCE, have a great weekend. We will be back on Tuesday.